A quick reminder, if you're enjoying the videos, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon, folks. It's a very, very exciting afternoon for me. I've waited a year for what I'm about to disclose to you guys. I ordered my new bow in February last year, and it's taken a year for it to be made. But right now, I'm getting ready to unbox this. This is the bow here. The package just arrived right now. I am a bit nervous because the box. I'm very nervous about how they've had the box in the truck, because it's like squashed down in a couple of places, like here and then here. So I am nervous about it, and just hoping everything is good inside there. Wish me luck. Okay, here goes nothing. I'm about to unbox my bow. Okay, so opening the package. I've never been so careful opening a package in my life before, okay? It looks like he's packed it really nicely with this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the bow and then I'll show it to you guys. Okay, so I'm really feeling reverence. I've taken it out of the box now. This is what came out of the box. I now understand in the samurai movies when you see the dudes bow and put their head to their weapon. That's how excited I am feeling about this thing. And okay, I'm gonna keep going. So this is it. It came with all this packaging here. It was surrounded by this, and it's come in this bubble wrap, and then it's got a cover on it. And I'm about to take it out of that and open it. Okay, everything seems to be fine with the bow. It was packaged really well. I'll start giving you exactly what it is now. It's a bow made by Saluki. That's Luca Novotny's company. He's Saluki Bows. So we do the step through method. I took the slops off because I didn't want to fall or anything like that. Just make sure it's all straight. That's a lot tougher than that Korean bow, I tell you. Okay. My mouth is even dry from doing that. Okay, that's the bow strung. So this is the two bows side by side. I now see why Di in her wisdom said get this particular bow. When you put them side by side like that, it's almost the same length and shape. So she was very, yeah, because Di knew exactly what I wanted, so she recommended this bow. Very good recommendation. Thank you, Di. It's a Korean bow called a Nomad Black Shadow, and this was, I can't even remember what this, but I know this was a 35-pound draw weight, and I think it's a 53-inch bow. This bow has served me so well for the last 2 years. I've just had a lot of fun with this bow and learned so much with it. Okay, so here's a little bit on the equipment that I use. I use this quiver. It's a hip quiver that goes on my leg, on my right leg. I shoot because I'm right-handed. I keep it on my right leg. There's a lot of different style quivers in mounted archery. They use back quivers, hip quivers. There's ones with arrows that you put the quiver over your shoulder like this, and the arrows are right here. There's a whole lot of different styles. It's really your choice. I'm not experienced enough to have like experimented with different quivers. I've just got this one, and I've used it for the last 2 years, and I'm very happy with it. It holds quite a lot of arrows. I've got 12 arrows in there at the moment, but it holds a lot of arrows, and it's just a really nice quiver. I'm really very happy with the quiver. So a lot of us mounted archers don't use a glove on our shooting hand, our arrow, the hand we hold the arrow in. We don't use that traditional 3 grip draw. We use the thumb draw, so we use a thumb ring. Thumb rings are made out of various different types of materials. You get composite ones. This is a brass one. They're made in gold and silver. Traditionally, they were made out of horn. So the world is your oyster with thumb rings. You can really go to town on thumb rings. So we draw and we have the string on our thumb there, and it's a thumb release. It just makes it easier to keep the arrow on the bow when you're riding the horse and stuff like that. If you shoot on this side of the bow with with that type of grip, if you on a horse and you're going, the arrow bounces against the bow like that if you're using that 3-finger grip. So what apparently the Mongolians and all the Asiatic tribes, those people in that region, came up with the technique they came up with was the thumb draw. So this is the thumb grip here. I take it like that, and that's the arrow knocked. So if you're moving on the horse, because you are holding it against the bow like that, the arrow stays in place when you're going as you're moving, and it just makes it easier to keep the arrow on the bow. I think that's one of the reasons they came up with it. It's a more instinctive style of shooting. You don't really aim using this shooting. It's an instinctive way to shoot. I use carbon fiber arrows. You can use wood, you can use a lot of other different materials, but I really like the carbon fiber arrows because they're strong, they're very durable, they last. I mean, these have lasted me a long time. I've still got a couple that I bought 2 years ago originally. And then this glove goes on the hand that holds the bow. I wear it like that. That glove is used because of the danger from fletchings. It's purely protection. Sometimes the fletchings come loose here, and I've heard stories. It's never happened to me, thank goodness. I hope it never does. But if the fletching is loose, sometimes when you're shooting, if you're using your hand as a shelf, because you're not allowed to shoot with an arrow shelf in mounted archery, so we shoot like off the side of the bow. When you're shooting that way, you're resting the arrow on your hand here, and when the fletching passes over, if the fletching is coming away here, it can sometimes come off and go into your thumb. So very painful, as I'm sure you can imagine, and I don't ever want that to happen to me. So that's the reason I use that glove, and it's just become a way for me, and I really am very comfortable with it. So I don't know if you guys can read that. I hope you can. It says it's a Damascus 52-inch, and it's a 45-pound bow at a 30-inch draw. Then you've got this handle here. Like I said, we don't have a shelf for shooting. You're not allowed a shelf in mounted archery. This is so I can tell that the bow's up or down. You have those tassels on the bottom to say it's down. And then you have this bit of protective material here on the wood, because that's where the arrows are gonna rest and be sliding across. So that's a really nice thing to have on there. It's a modern composite made of fiberglass, carbon, bamboo for the limbs, and poplar for the tips, with phenolic overlays used on the tips. The phenolic overlays are there as added protection for the tips because we use a high-speed string. So you just want that extra protection to protect your tips. So the little archery range I have set up here in the garage is where I practice a lot, and it's called, in the Chinese archery, it's called a gaozhen. In Japanese, it's called a makiwara. And you basically stand 2 meters away from the target, and it just enables you to really focus on a spot. And so when I'm shooting, I like to say I'm going to shoot into this hole or that hole, and you just focus on your spot and you shoot. I only shoot 3 arrows at a time because of space constraints, but with that 3 arrows, because I'm so close, I can shoot 12 arrows in less time than it would take me to shoot 12 arrows out on a range, for instance. You guys look up a guy called Justin Ma, and he also sells, I buy all my thumb rings and stuff from him. He sells bows. He's just a really, he's taken a lot of time to do a lot of research into the old Chinese manuals and stuff like that, and had them translated into English. So Justin's book that I was talking about, that I'm going to put the link in the description, is The Way of Archery, a 1637 Chinese military training manual. And these guys basically translated this ancient Chinese manual of archery into English, and the book is absolutely incredible. It's packed with knowledge and just so many different things. It's a really good book. I highly recommend it for anyone wanting to take up traditional archery. Okay, good morning everybody. This is the first time I'm shooting the new bow off Tando. I haven't picked a good day. We've got very overcast conditions here in Phoenix, and it's kind of windy because we've got a big storm front moving in. We've got rain apparently for the next 3 or 4 days. So I've come a bit earlier just to try and get ahead of that before the wind starts blowing, but the wind has already started blowing. So it's a bit windy, and he's feeling very fresh, feeling his oats. So we're going to see how it goes today. There's all the setup, the target, the bow, the quiver and everything. I'm going to get dressed, get set up and get ready to shoot the bow for the first time. I'm very excited. Wish me luck. Thanks. That's Tando, how he's dressed for archery. I use an Australian stock saddle. I just find it easier. I used it for polo cross a lot, so I'm very comfortable in the saddle. I like the position it puts me in for shooting. It's easy to stand up, and when I'm getting ready to shoot, and the polies keep you in. These things here are really nice for sudden stops, books, that kind of thing. So it's just a nice, safe all-round saddle. And then I ride him in a halter. I don't use a bit because I'm riding with no hands anyway, and the halter just gives me a little bit of control. I can pick the reins up sometimes and just say check up or like that, and I guide him with my using leg pressure. So that's how I turn him. And I also find that riding him in a halter when I'm doing the archery seems to keep him calmer. I don't know about today, but usually that's the case. So that's the reason I ride in the halter. I'm just going to stand here with Tando, and I'll shoot standing next to him, just to get him like used to, because he's a bit fresh today. Get him, like, he just wants to go, as you can see. I'm just going to get him used to the sound of the bow and that kind of stuff while I'm standing next to him, and also just get me sighted in. I'm going to apologize now for the wind and the wind noise, but it's just, unfortunately, it's just the conditions we're having here today, so bear with me. Here goes. This is my first arrow at distance, at any kind of proper distance. I shot at distance yesterday, but not distance. This is the furthest I've shot so far. So, but just stand still, okay? Just chill. All right. No, you can don't do that, man. Oh, that's a nice bow. I like that a lot. I didn't know where that was gonna go. What do you think, Tando? You like this bow? I like this bow. Come inside. That's my boy. Good boy. Good horse. Okay, I think that'll do for now. Let me get into the real stuff here. Jump on him and get going. What I mean by control him with my leg, I've got him, I'm riding no hands now, as you can see. I'll keep my hands out here and I'll just turn him. So I'm going to turn him this way. Good boy, Tando. Good horse. And that's just all with leg and getting him just to turn and go where I want him to go. We'll go past the target this way. Good horse, Tando. Good boy. Good boy. We'll circle the target. So that's just all just using my leg pressure, and that's how I steer him when I'm shooting. Sometimes he gets a bit confused because he feels the leg come on and then he thinks it's time to go, because he just likes to go, this guy. He's he likes to run, so we've got to get that right. So that's why I do everything slowly, because he's just a baby and I'm trying to bring him in and make the perfect archery horse. So I do everything just slowly to start with, and hopefully one day he's going to be a shasha horse at archery. Alright, so here goes the first shot off Tando with the new bow. We'll see how that goes. I'm just doing it at a standstill to start. Get used to the bow. Let him get used to the sound of this bow. No, but you don't have to go just yet. Just wait. There you go. Just stand by. Good horse. Good horse. Then I'll do some at a walk, some at a trot, and then finally I can, don't do that, bud. And I can canter and go for it. Ah, yes. Okay, you can walk on, bud. This bow is nice. I must remember my form. Oh, 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 oh. Hang on now, little girl's bringing bushes. Tondo was like, hey, is that gonna eat me? It's not gonna eat you, my bud. It's just some bushes. They're gonna make a fire. Okay? Alright, I'll give that another try. These are all the things you have to contend with when you ride a horse. He's fine with the little girl, but she was running with a bush, and it, like, say, he said, hey, what is that? So, just some of the difficulties we face as horse riders and mounted archers. Ooh, good boy, Tondo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good boy. Good boy. Well done, buddy. Good horse, Tondo. Well done, mate. That was very nice, very smart, very nice and calm. Good boy, good boy. There's a treat. Yes, that is nice. Well done. I'm gonna end the session how I started, just shooting at the target from the ground, standing next to him. And that's it. It was a really good day. Mixed bag. I shot terribly, but understandable with a new bow. I really struggled at the trot. It was much easier at the canter. I even struggled a bit at the walk, to be honest, but canter I seem to do a lot better. So I got to work on those other gaits, and then we'll take it from there. All right, I'm going to finish the session with a couple of shots at the target on the ground. No, but it's nothing to eat there. So that was my first practice with the new bow on Tondo. I really enjoyed it. The new Saluki Damascus. Had fun shooting it today. It's got the knocking point on now. And yep, I just have to get better and get used to the bow and more practice. So practice is what it's going to be for me. All right, guys. Bye-bye.